Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alyssa Stewart, and I will be presenting a prison inmate tracking system. To begin, it is a small prison. There is only one cell block containing 5 cells. Each cell has only 2 beds, so no cell can have more than 2 prisoners assigned to it at a time. The program begins with a full prison of 10 prisoners, and each prisoner has a unique 4-digit prison ID, and each cell has a unique 4-digit combination. The program begins with the do while statement that asks the user to select one of 8 menu options. The menu options will be listed further down in the source code. In cases 4 and 5, you can see that they both apply to retrieving a prisoner from his cell. If the prisoner is in his cell, then it is true. If the prisoner is not in his cell, but he is still an inmate at the prison, then it is false. And if an option other than 1 through 8 is selected, then it will display an error message, which is here. And if the user wants to add a new prisoner, then it can only be done by first releasing an existing prisoner. If that's done, then the user will be prompted to enter the inmate's first and last name as well as prison ID. And if the user chooses option 8, which is to exit the menu, then the program will display exiting prisoner application, which is right here. And here we have, if the user chooses to display a certain prisoner's information, he or she must enter that prisoner's ID. If the correct ID is not entered, the program will give an error message stating that the ID was not found in the database. Else, the program will display prisoner found, followed by the prisoner's last name, first name, and prison ID. And as stated earlier, before a new prisoner can be added to a cell, the program will check for vacancy so the user won't have to input all the information just to find out afterwards that there is no room. If there is no vacancy, the program will display an error message stating that cell block 1 does not have any vacancy. Else, the new prisoner can be added. Once the prisoner's first and last name and prison ID have been entered by the user must enter the combination of the cell that prisoner will be occupying. If an invalid combination is entered, the program will display an invalid combo for cell error message. Else, the program will display an added message followed by the last name, first name, and prison ID. Next, there is the option to return an existing prisoner to his cell. If this option is selected, the user will be prompted to enter the prisoner's ID. If an invalid ID is entered, an error message stating that the prisoner was not found will be displayed. Else, the user will be prompted to enter the combo for that cell. If a valid combo is entered, the program will display a message stating that the prisoner was removed, followed by his last name, first name, and prison ID. If an invalid combo is entered, an invalid combo error message will be displayed. This is the menu options display if the display prisoner menu option is selected. This is what I was explaining earlier. That's all 8 menu options. And here are the statements explaining that if an invalid menu option is not chosen, then is to return the user input. Else, display an error message stating that an invalid integer valid range is 1 through 8. And that's the error message that will be displayed if somebody chooses anything other than 1 through 8 for the menu option. Next, I created if-else statements that require at least 1 character for the last name and at least 1 character for the first name, which are both 1. Let me go down. Okay. If at least 1 character is entered, then return the user input. Else, an error message stating invalid entry, minimum number of characters is 1, will be displayed. Next, I created if-else statements that require all 4 values of the prison ID to be from 0 to 9. So if the user enters 4 letters, for example, then an error statement will be displayed that says only valid chars are 0 to 9. If the user enters a value of 0 to 9 but doesn't enter 4 of these values, then an error message stating that an invalid entry must be 4 long will be displayed. And here I have the local variables. Go all the way down. These are the local variables. The first are the cell IDs. They're not numbers. I chose letters for them. A through E are the 5 cells. And then, these are the 5 cells that are in cell block 1, since that's the only cell block. And here I have all 10 prisoners, first and last names, and their prison IDs. And here is just showing how they'll be displayed. That's how all 10 of the prisoners will be displayed. And here is the code that puts each of the 10 prisoners into his prospective cell. And that's it. So just to go through it really quickly, okay, so that's displaying the prisoner menu here. So let's just say I want to display all prisoners right now. This will be everybody that's in there now. This is everyone, and everybody's statement is true, showing that they are there. However, if I want to, let's totally release a prisoner from the prison. I want to do a mod Nash. I have to input his cell combination, and it shows here that he has been removed. Now I can add a new prisoner to the prison. So I'll do 2. It's prompting me for the last name. Let's do Shepherd Carol, and a prison ID, let's just say 1111. The combination's 1 2 3 4, and now it's showing that she's added. And if I want to make sure that she's added, I can go to 6 to display all the menu options, and there she is. She took Ahmad Nash's place, last name, first name, and her ID. If I want to take her out, let's say we want to take Miss Shepherd to, I don't know, that she can go to the yard to spend some time outside, we would retrieve the prisoner from cell. Her prison ID was 1111, and the cell combination is 1 2 3 4, and it should show false that she right here is no longer in the cell. So that's basically it. I'll exit the menu now, and there you have it. It's the prisoner inmate tracking system program. Thank you.